We will now go into the interactive session of the press brief. You are expected, if you have any intention of asking any question, your name, the media organization you come from, and then you ask your questions.
Commander, sir, my name is Timothy. I work for Son. And we first and foremost want to officially again welcome you to the Northeast and the theater, being the first briefing we will be holding since March. In the last 1 month and few weeks, there has been increase in the number of attacks by the Boko Haram terrorists. And we previously know that, or were told that the military has been recording some tremendous successes on the operation. But then it shocked Nigerians and of course the residents of Maiduguri and Borno State to notice that of recent the Boko Haram has been organizing very daring attacks, including the one on the city. And of course, there's also a step up of bomb attacks. So we want to know, from your analysis, having been on ground for over 5 weeks now, what do you think is responsible for this change of battle of the commanders, or some sort of operational fallout? Thank you.
My name is Maimuna Garba from NTA. Sir, what is the military doing to douse the growing apprehension among the public due to the recent incessant attacks by Boko Haram terrorists and the rumor making round that the insurgents are planning a more coordinated attack?
My name is Abdul Karim Haruna. I work for Premium Times. So you said more villages like Modube, Ungwang, Lawan, Paris, and so on, among many others, were cleared during the Operation Deep Punch in Sambisa Forest. Does it mean that the terrorists are still going back to this village, because we know Sambisa Forest have been cleared? And you said some of the terrorists were from the group of Abu Musab. We know the other time we heard about Mamanur faction and Bushakaf. How many factions of this Boko Haram do you really have? And on this issue of fish, there are rumors going around, especially by the fish traders, that even some soldiers used to convey fish to the market to sell. I don't know whether the theater command is aware of this. Thank you.
The commander, sir, my name is Dole. I report for Radio Nigeria. Mine is clarification on your statement that fishing activities have commenced in the lectured area. I would like you to clarify on that. What led to the opening of the roads and the activities along the lecture, especially fishing activities?
My name is Patrick.
I think Mark, you wait. I can provide response. Oh, Mark, you should be the last one. Then I provide response.
Why?
Mine is a very straightforward question. Are the BHT been cleared from Sambisa or not? Thank you.
Theater Commander, sir. I am Hamza.
Hamza will sit down. I will finish with the other ones that have been raised, and then I will come to Hamza. Sun newspaper wanted to know According to him, there were increased attacks in Maiduguri. If it is supported by certain empirical evidence, it is very highly doubtful. What happened is not an increase in attack. What happened was Boko Haram using typical asymmetric tactics to go for objectives that they can achieve strategic aims. For instance, attack Maiduguri city, attack Pulo, Jidari Pulo. Those are the kind of things that are happening. It is not an overall increase in the attacks in the theater based on the empirical data and metrics we have on ground. So I want to assure all that all hands are on deck to ensure we will do everything humanly possible to ensure Boko Haram does not continue with this spate of attack. If you look at the attack in its entirety, oftentimes IEDs are employed. That tells you that's a dying organization, still requiring relevance. IED in itself is an isometric tactic because you are using low-level aim to achieve a strategic aim. For instance, the attack on the University of Maiduguri. It wasn't successful because of the eagle-eyed nature of the security forces deployed around that area. Out of the 7 that came, 4 were shot, and the IED exploded right there on them. 1 or 2 managed to get to the gates. That will do for aspects of increase in of attack in the theater. Maimuna Garba, essentially the same question with the man from Son. You're talking about increase in the attacks. I can assure you it cannot be empirically supported. However, attack, no matter how little it is within the theater, is taken very, very seriously. And that is why our forces are more than committed to ensure all the type of threat that comes up within the theater is so defeated. You must understand that threat nature here is dynamic. The entire environment is in flux, and you can't expect anything at any time. But the idea is to preempt such attack from getting into the population. Our war effort or counterinsurgency effort has remained population-centric. People are at the forefront of what we want to defend, and it remains so. Premium Times wanted to know about certain villages. Wumi said, based on the brief, have been cleared. I can assure you the villages are so cleared, and what we'll continue to tell the general populace is to try and go back to those villages. That's the only way we can have economic activities coming up. One thing with an insurgency is it is not just a law and order problem. It also affects the socio-economics and indeed political. So people have to go back and start farming. They have to start growing crops. They have to, for instance, I'm coming to the aspect of the fish, which is purely socio-economic, because people need to do those businesses to be able to have money in their pockets. And that is the main reason why we're actually allowing fish trade to go on. We have directives to that effect, and that will start soonest. I've had meetings with the leaders of the fishing communities. I've had meetings with those who actually receive and sell the fish here. It's a total fallacy for anybody to assume that soldiers under command in this theater will be so engaged in those things. The theater command, no sooner I took over, instituted an organization to ensure at every checkpoint up to Baga, soldiers were checked against those things. And awareness has grown to the level that no soldier in this theater is expected to illegally partake in any fish trade. That I can assure you. I think that would have covered your own aspect of the questions too, because as I go through, I found out that I've actually answered virtually all the 3 or 4 questions here. Mark wanted to know whether Sambisa forest is cleared or not. It's because of possibly lack of understanding. Sambisa forest occupies 60,000 square kilometers of land mass. I do not need to tell all of you the coverage of Sambisa forest from here to Yobe, up to Adamawa and the rest. Obviously, areas around Njimia, Alafa were cleared during the operations of the army, and they still remain so as I speak to you. If you are in doubt, you can get there and see. I can provide you escorts.